Revenge films.
My name is Steven. I was always quite plain and simple, and ever since I was a student, I wasn't popular at all with the girls. I actually never had a girlfriend before in my life. However, after I graduated college and got a job at a major company, my unpopular life did a 180. All of a sudden, I had multiple girls after me, and it was confusing. Before this, my friends would try to plan group dates so that I could somehow find a girlfriend, but the girls would never even look at me. However, once they found out that I had a high-earning salary, the girls would quickly change their tune and come closer to me. My friend told me to be careful, since I didn't have much experience with girls, but I was just happy to finally have some popularity. Then one day, on a group blind date, I met this one particular woman. Her name was Karen, and she was a rank above any other woman I had ever met before in her beauty, and I immediately felt a connection to her.
Steven, you seem like such a serious guy.
I get that a lot.
If I'm going to make someone my one and only boyfriend, I want them to be a serious person.
Is that so? Karen seemed to take a liking to me too, so we exchanged phone numbers on the spot, and the two of us began hanging out together. Karen was clearly out of my league with her beauty and style, but anytime we would go out together, she would proudly walk next to me. Wouldn't it be embarrassing if people thought you were in a relationship with someone like me?
What? But why? If anything, I would be happy.
You really are different, Karen.
That's not true. Anybody could see what a wonderful person you are, Steven.
You're the only person to ever say that, Karen, because everyone only tries to get closer to me because they want my money.
But I would think that you're wonderful whether you have money or not.
Karen was very clear as she was chasing after me, and it didn't take long for me to feel the same way. I decided to talk to my friend Josh about it right away. As he was listening to me, Josh felt like something was off, that she was trying to get so close to me so quickly, and he was worried. Oh, that girl, huh? There's actually a shady rumor about her. I want to look into it, so don't get ahead of yourself, and take it slow with getting to know her. Karen is a really great girl. I'm sure it's fine, though. Anyway, just don't rush into anything, alright? After my discussion with Josh, I tried to respond normally to Karen, who was aggressively hitting on me through messages. However, not only would she ask to meet frequently, but every time that we did, she would be even more aggressive, and I was completely swallowed by her pace. In the end, not even 1 week after we first met at the group blind date, she asked me out, and me being unable to say no, we began dating. Before we started dating, Karen was adamant that she had no interest in my money, but as soon as we started dating, she suddenly changed. One day, when I invited her into my house for the first time, out of nowhere, she asked me to show her my salary payslips, which I thought was suspicious. My salary payslips? Why? Didn't you say you had no interest in my money, though?
Because we might get married in the future, you know? I should at least know what your salary is.
What? Married?
We're serious about each other, aren't we?
Karen insisted on knowing what my salary was, but I found it suspicious. And so I lied and told her I didn't have the payslips and therefore didn't show her. After that, almost every day she would pester me, but I refused to show her, until one day, she took an unbelievable course of action. It had only been 3 days since we started dating, but every day from morning until night, she would call me. Once I finished work, she called me again, and when I answered, Karen was bouncing off the walls as she started talking to me about my salary.
Hey, Steven. Hey, listen, I looked up your company online, and you make such a high salary. I was honestly shocked.
You looked it up behind my back?
If you're so rich, you should have told me sooner.
No, I mean, I'm really not that rich, you know?
You really don't need to be that modest. Hey, in numbers, how much are you getting? Tell me.
I try not to talk to people about my salary. Oh, I have plans with Josh right now, so I'm going to hang up. I became even more suspicious that she went behind my back to try to find out my salary, so I lied that I had plans, and I hung up the phone. I was filled with an uneasy feeling, and Josh's warning from the other day slipped into my mind. I was starting to think I should have listened to him, and was regretting it, but I decided to let it be for now. 1 week after we started dating, that uneasy feeling would hit a bullseye. Once she was sure that I had a high salary, Karen hit me with a shocking reality. Karen asked to meet, so I arrived at the cafe, and from a distance, I could see her with a huge smile across her face as she waved me over. When I sat down, she said there was something important she wanted to talk to me about, and she squeezed my hand and stared into my eyes. What do you want to tell me?
Actually, I'm 2 months pregnant right now.
Excuse me?
Of course you'll marry me, right?
Whoa, wait a minute! It's only been 1 week since we started dating, and we haven't even done anything yet! What do you mean pregnant? With whose baby?
It could be yours, you know.
What are you saying? No matter how you think about it, there's no way!
What? Well then, maybe it's my ex-boyfriend's? Well, none of that matters anyway. You'll raise it with me, right?
Are you kidding me? I'm going home.
Hey, wait a minute. You know I'm not going to give up.
I was over it, so I got up and left. But after that, I got multiple messages from Karen saying that we should get married. I was exhausted by her madness, so I decided to tell Josh everything. When I spoke to Josh about it, he said that he asked around and done some research, and he found out that she had quite the reputation for liking men. Not only that, but someone heard her say that because she didn't know who the father of the baby was, that she was looking for a rich man who would help her raise it. This is why I told you not to rush into anything. What do I do? She's so persistent. It's really troubling me. I have an idea. I decided to go along with Josh's plan and put it into action. With his help, we created a fake salary payslip and filled it in with a shockingly low salary. If you show her that, I'm sure she'll leave you alone. Josh, thank you. I decided to show Karen straight away. The next day, I invited her out and showed her this shockingly low salary payslip, and she finally brought out her true colors.
What is this? Were you tricking me? This is awful. I've never seen such a low monthly salary in my life. Were you also lying that you're an employee at a major company?
I never once said anything about having a high salary to begin with.
Do you have any idea how embarrassing it was for me to walk around the city with a loser like you? I was only tolerating it for the money. Give me back my time.
So you really were after the money.
Isn't that obvious? Who the hell would go out with someone like you, especially if they knew that you don't have any money? Don't make me laugh. You need to go look in the mirror.
So you were fooling me, weren't you?
It was the only way I could think of to have this baby when I don't even know who the father is. But it's all over now. If you're not rich, then there's no point in being with you. So I need to hurry up and find somebody else. Goodbye.
Karen was quick to admit that she was fooling me, and she didn't seem to notice that I was recording our entire conversation. But there, she gave me all the evidence I needed. After she said such awful things to me, I didn't hold back, and I decided to send the recording straight to her parents' house. Then, when they realized their daughter's outrageous behavior, her parents came out of the suburbs and into the city to drag her back home with them. However, not long after she went back home, she somehow heard from somewhere that there was no doubt that I was, in fact, rich, and I got an extremely long message expressing her regret. And at the end of that,
I want you to come pick me up. I really do love you, honestly.
she really had some nerve. When I saw that, I was over it, so I quietly blocked her phone number, and I never had contact with her again. After that, when some time had passed, I had a fateful meeting with an employee of the bookstore that I really liked, and we began dating. She was extremely pure and modest, and was the complete opposite of Karen. However, I couldn't forget what happened to me before and the mistake I had made, so this time, I want to take my time getting to know her. For what it's worth, Karen ended up as an unmarried single mother back in the suburbs of her parents' house. And I heard that she is raising her child while helping out with their farm. After causing a lot of inconveniences messing around with multiple men around the city, I thought it was best for her anyway, to raise her child back at her parents' home, where they can keep an eye on her. All I can hope is that she would focus all of her love to her child, and that she wouldn't return to her previous environment as she raises a happy child.
How was today's video? If you enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, and leave a comment. Stay tuned for more.